All right guys, so after last winter I get a ton of emails like what'll grow in this area, what's cold hardy, what's not. And there was 3 plants that actually stuck out to me the most around the farm for its cold hardiness this winter, and I wanted to kind of make a video highlighting those 3 plants and their cold hardiness and not really expecting them to do well or made it through last winter here. So first thing I want to do is put out a warning. If y'all see this video and you try growing these trees and you're in a similar climate of me and they die for you, I'm sorry, it's not my fault. We are in a little bit of an understory. Maybe I'm in a little bit more of a unique location, but these trees have made it through 24 degrees for 6 hours, and I never would have expected them to still be alive. So I want to point out those 3 trees to you real quick and just know it's not Pete's fault if you plant these and they die. So I have a at least 15-foot tall macadamia nut tree. We got about 8 of these on the farm. This one just recently flowered, and you can see the tail end of those pink flowers. They actually smell wonderful, really floral. I believe this is the Beaumont variety. I have a really hard time getting my hand on macadamia nuts anymore this year. I've been looking high and low. There was a huge grower down in LaBelle. He had like 25 different varieties. To my understanding is the gentleman passed away, and I think a lot of those varieties might have went with him. So that's really unfortunate, but yeah, so we need more growers for macadamia nuts. So if you're out there and you know the guy in LaBelle, start propagating those trees, start spreading these macadamia nuts around, because I think we need to propagate more of these trees and get more of these varieties kind of more commonly found around Florida. They are very hard to come by. So macadamia nut took 24 degrees, no problem. I'm blown away. This one did have some brown leaves, but it recovered great. There was no branch damage. There was no splitting on any of the arms, compared to like some of the mangoes from 24 degrees. I mean, they looked like they exploded on the trunks compared to the macadamia nut. Took it like a champ. So who's ready for tree number 2? Hold tight. All right, so this is the second tree that I wanted to talk to you guys about a little bit, and it's just got some new growth. You can see some of the older growth does have a little bit of yellow. Might be time to hit it with a little fertilizer, maybe a little compost tea. But the one thing I want to say is I did not expect this tree to still be alive. I kind of thought this one was a goner. This is a Eugenia. This is a Grumichama. So this is like another one of those little Brazilian cherries, and makes a delicious little cherry. Kind of, I've heard, taste like, or the flowers smell like bacon. I've heard like 3 different people tell me that now. If you ask me, it's just a unique tropical cherry, but I would have never expected this tree to have survived through 24 degrees for 6 hours. You could see, I mean, look at all that new growth that's pushing out right now. I think if we feed this guy a little bit, we might even get a fruit set on it this year. Even some more new growth coming up here. So yeah, Grumichama completely blew me away. Did not expect that tree to still be alive. So that's number 2 on my list. I'm ready to see number 3. Hold tight. All right, so this one's definitely in a little bit more of an exposed area, and something I want to point out, I didn't say in the beginning of the video, but none of these trees were protected, covered, anything like that during the winter. I felt like we almost completely lost our microclimate here last winter. It blew out of here. Like we had, like I said, 26 degrees or 24 degrees for 6 hours. I mean, that's like brutal for growing tropical fruits. So another one that took it like a champ. And this thing has fruited 5 to 6 times since is my Jabuticaba, my Brazilian tree grape. I really love this tree. It's probably one of my favorites on the farm because it produces off of the trunk of the tree. That's called coliferous production, kind of like the jackfruit does. But these are up in pots near my house. Soil conditions can be a little bit tough in Florida with growing Jabuticabas. It's much easier to regulate the soil conditions in a pot. So to be honest with you, this one was originally maybe a Christmas tree. I have 2 other large ones in pots over here that I originally gifted to my mom. She decided that she was going to end up moving, didn't want to take care of the trees anymore. So I have this big one here who just has some moss that fell down on it out of the oak tree. And this one does have a couple of fruits on it too. So you can see a few kind of hanging out there on the inside. Ooh, some more over here on this side. And I got this one right over here, which has a couple of fruits on it too. So probably have 10 Jabuticabas with fruit on them this year, and all unprotected and all since last winter. You can see all those little guys. I think I'm getting a little bad lighting there, but yeah, Jabuticaba took the winter like a beast, so very impressed. Probably one of my favorite fruit trees here around the farm. Not only does it make a delicious grape, it's just a really aesthetic tree in the landscape. So there you have it, my 3 most unexpected cold hardy fruit trees up here in zone 9B, 30 miles north of Tampa, would be Macadamia nut, Grumichama, and Jabuticaba. Really blown away with their cold hardiness. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope it inspires you to get out there and put some trees in the ground. Don't forget, if you like this video, pound that like button. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. And don't forget, most importantly, pound dirt.